There have been many child predators who have been exposed on the app TikTok, many of these being creators who are a window into a dark world underneath all of the dancing and laughs that the app has to offer. And today we're going to be talking about some of the most disturbing predators who have made TikTok their home. We're first going to dive into Brandon Heberlin. Brandon Heberlin was a creator who was mostly known for his awkward date proposal to TikTok star Dixie D'Amelio. This made Brandon realize that he wanted to pursue content creation full-time, and he would start to make these videos that were just a bad attempt at comedy. Brandon would never really grow on TikTok and was really only known for being this not funny and annoying creator. But this was before he was exposed for talking and dating a 9-year-old girl when he was 18. He would admit to kissing this 9-year-old girl as well when he was an adult. He would have a mental breakdown on a live stream, yelling and screaming that he actually did this and that people need to leave him alone. He would attempt to make this an inside joke in his community, trying to make it a haha funny moment. After this didn't work out for him, he would make a comparison between himself and popular predator EDP, where at the time EDP was actually allowed to have a TikTok account, and Brandon would say that if we were able to forgive EDP, we should be able to forgive him as well, since it was only a couple of years ago. He said that we should forgive him because people change, and that we should have the respect to do so. After all this would come out, he would actually be arrested by the Eastern Kentucky Police Department on charges of sexual abuse and unlawful imprisonment. This will cause him to go silent for a while on the app, before actually attempting to make a comeback like nothing ever happened, making call-out videos for popular celebrities such as Taylor Swift, and he would repost a 17-year-old girl talking about how her pictures got leaked when she was just 16 years old. Brandon is a threat to TikTok because he's already shown that he likes kids, and the fact that he's still on the platform is kind of crazy. And as bad as Brandon Heberlin is, he's not as bad as Joe Robe. Joe Robe is a TikTok creator who had a few million followers on the app before his termination. He was mostly well known for his Kill All Men TikToks, where he would just bash men for women, and he would also cover politics and things of that nature. He would mostly be known for his beef with That Vegan Teacher, which helped get his name out there, and this beef was one of the dumbest that TikTok has ever seen, with it basically being two stupid people arguing about ethics of animals, with one of the lines being, if animals could consent to going into farms, would that make it right? These are some real groundbreaking ideas that these two thought about here. Joe Robe would be exposed as a child predator in 2021, with his most well-known story being that he was grooming a 17-year-old boy and asking sexual questions in group chats that had kids as young as 15 years old. He would try to meet up with a 17-year-old boy before his 18th birthday to hang out and celebrate the child turning 18. Joe would try to get the child to go to an Airbnb with him that was only one bedroom. He would offer to buy the kid alcoholic beverages if he came. When the kid wasn't, too happy about going alone, Joe would try to get him to invite one of his underage friends to make him more comfortable. After some time, Joe would tell the boy that he is the only person that he could trust and that he shouldn't speak to his other friends since they didn't have his best interests. The kid would actually listen to Joe because it was a child, if it makes sense, and he would actually get into a fight with each other, but after speaking to these friends, he slowly realized that Joe has been grooming him for all this time. He would come out against him online, and Joe would end up getting terminated off TikTok and deleting his other socials, and he hasn't been seen since. We will next be talking about Donovan Mayo. Donovan Mayo was a TikTok cosplayer who was known to cosplay his dream. He would get caught doing explicit roleplays with a minor and say some pretty disturbing things to this kid. He would tell the kid that he would be gentle with her when they touch, and when she asked questions about keeping it a secret because of the age gap, Donovan would say yes, and even if it is found, his age is not public knowledge. This is just wrong and shows that he knew that it was wrong, and this isn't even true. Donovan's age would be on his TikTok account at one point before its termination. This roleplay would continue to go on, and Donovan would say that he forgot to bring a condom for the situation. And this is just weird or wrong to say to a kid in any situation. After this was exposed, he would actually drop an apology video where he would say that he is sorry for what he did, he didn't know the age of the kid, and that he should have asked for it because he is the adult in the situation before continuing the conversation. Then he hit the thug shade, which is just a bad way to go out. Look at me, throwing ass back, forgive me type shit. Am I bad for talking to a kid? He would later on try to defend it, saying that it was just method acting and that there was no real sexual intent behind it. And he also says since he has never been in a relationship before, he was using it as practice. The comments don't know if that part is satire or not, but it looks genuine the way that he is looking. And the fact that he said that, hey, I'm just using this kid as practice is also pretty fucked up. Tony Lopez was born on August 19, 1999 and is currently 24 years old. Tony makes thirst trap videos and dance videos on TikTok where he currently has 23 million followers. Tony Lopez is just one part of the Lopez brothers duo with him and his older brother, who also has 20 million followers himself. Tony Lopez would be caught in controversy for a reason that needs to be addressed more than it normally is. Tony Lopez would be exposed for inappropriate behavior towards children, where he would be exposed in Snapchat messages calling the child some pretty weird things. He would also say that he would have a sexual relationship with the child, and these messages would get much more explicit than that, but I don't want to get another strike on my channel, so I will not show them. This was only one of the 3 girls that would come out against Tony. The 2 other would actually file a lawsuit against Tony Lopez, saying that he sexually assaulted them and caused them emotional distress. She would state that when she was invited to the Hype House, they would exchange social medias and would end up talking to one another, where he would attempt to persuade her into sex and would send explicit pictures of himself to her. He would also tell her to stop being 16 years old. he would make an apology to these controversies, putting partial blame on being young and new to the entertainment scene in LA. He would also say that you cannot believe everything that you were told, putting blame onto the victims in this situation. He would make a separate apology towards the first girl on an Instagram live stream, saying that his actions were wrong and as a young man he needs to be held accountable. He said that he knew what he was doing was wrong, but this completely contrasted the first apology that he put up. He would end up taking a break off of TikTok and would end up doing what a lot of big creators do and would ignore the situation until it disappeared out of the public spotlight. The lawsuit, to my knowledge, is still ongoing, and currently anything with the lawsuit are just allegations for now until something happens with the lawsuit. Buddy Hayes, or better known as the Buddy, or the original TikTok Predator, was an old TikTok creator that was known for uploading disturbing and cringy videos on TikTok during the beginning of the site. He would first make his account in 2018 saying that he was a 26-year-old, which I'd never be able to guess. He looks like a senior citizen. He'd be called the worst TikToker on the site by a lot of creators on YouTube, but later on, he would actually be exposed for talking to underage girls, which is just a shocker. He would send them private videos of him doing questionable things, saying really weird stuff as well. He'd be known to talk to girls as young as the age of 12, and would be exposed first by a 14-year-old girl saying that he wanted to have a relationship with her. He would also say that he had a crush on her. He would end up sending a dick pic to another girl, and would attempt to throw a pity party on the internet, trying to draw sympathy from people saying that he's not this bad. He would also ask another girl to send him something like blow me a kiss and stuff like that, which is just weird. He would also send money to another girl for doing so, and he would also tell another girl that he was turned on by her, which, god fucking damn. He would be known for sending her videos and other videos where they were pretty messed up. I'm not going to show them because I'm not mean, but actually I might. When he was asked about the controversy, he would attempt to say that his account was first hacked, but this doesn't change the fact that those videos were taken and that they were still weird and creepy. He would make his account private shortly after. It would leave the site for a good bit. People on the site would actually, rejoice and celebrate, saying that thank God that this saga of TikTok is over. But he would eventually make his return to the website, saying that he just loves to piss everyone off and that they can't stop the storm that is the Buddy. But then shortly after, again, he'd be exposed. He would be exposed again for sending the same things to minors. Later on, a couple years down the line, he would make a YouTube account called Papa Freak, where he would eventually clear the air and talk about the allegations against him, saying what actually happened and that he apologized, stating that he was depressed, he's schizophrenic, he's an alcoholic, and he has really bad anxiety, saying that he was trying to make amends for what he did, and that is why he is staying off of the site. He would say that he is also making improvements in his life, like taking his medication, and he also stopped drinking, which, good for you. You kicked alcoholism and you're back on your meds. Good job for you. But at the same time, we cannot forget the bad things that you do, because it's still fucked up and wrong. You still try to do stuff to underage girls. Dylan Zippy was born on April 23rd, 2003 and is currently 20 years old. Dylan is known for his POV videos where he acts out certain situations as a character to the viewer, which is some weird stuff that a lot of TikTokers are known to do. But Dylan's are a bit more strange than interesting, with him getting clowned on more than he is actually liked in his own comment section. But nonetheless, engagement is still engagement and views are still views, and this helped Dylan grow his page, but this wasn't without any controversy. Dylan has been exposed on multiple occasions for talking inappropriate to minors and having multiple inappropriate interactions with children. Dylan was first exposed when he was 18 years old, when he asked a 13-year-old girl for some inappropriate pictures and to do some weird things for him. He was exposed by another creator, and he took a lot of backlash from this. He would also be exposed at around the same time for sexting multiple 13-year-old girls when he was 17 years old, which is wrong and can be considered corruption of minors, and he can actually be charged for that. Dylan would post an apology video talking about the situation, saying that he never meant to make anyone feel uncomfortable. He said that he wasn't a creep and he didn't want to come off creepy in any way. He also decided to sing for her, and this video didn't go over well with a lot of people, with him first giving a very offsetting tone that made it seem he wasn't serious. Second, during the entire video, he gave the fuckboy squint eyes, and this made a lot of people feel that he wasn't actually genuine. He would also make a comment saying that she never said her age, and this made many people think that the girl was being blamed for it. But this video would actually have a decent resolution, with people actually reaching out to Dylan's parents, who made him deactivate his own account. This lasted around 1 to 2 years before he eventually made his comeback, where he'd be caught again doing the exact same thing to other children. But this time he was 20, not 18. He would be caught sexting and trying to meet up with a 14-year-old girl, and would make another apology video saying that he never wanted this to happen again, saying that he'll make sure next time to ask these girls about their age, and that he doesn't want this to ruin his future or his career. He also in the video asked for people to like the video. Bro got exposed for trying to meet up with a child, and he wants people to like and share the video. There might actually be something wrong mentally with this man. He would also be exposed for sending a dick pic to a 13-year-old girl, and this dick pic photo was actually shared around Twitter, which is just funny. He would be exposed again for talking to underage fans, and was actually shown to know the age of these people this time, saying that he has room for her in his bed, he wants pictures of her, and he wants to take her out on a date. Keep in mind this is a 20-year-old to a 13-year-old. But after this time of getting exposed, he would actually take a break from content creation to ignore the situation just like other big creators did. But unlike what happened with creators like JS, where when they ignored the situation, it eventually died down, this didn't go as well for him, with him being exposed again and again over that time that he was taking his break. It'd be exposed that he was fired from his job at a trampoline park for lying about his age to a 14-year-old boy, where Dylan would ask for photos of the boy, and the child said that he was 14 years old. Dylan responded with, "Me too." But this child was smart enough, and he screenshotted the conversation because he knew who Dylan was. He sent the images of other creators who exposed him yet again. Dylan worked at Sky Zone, a place full of kids, and he would actually get fired for these messages to both the boy and the girl, which is crazy that Sky Zone got him the fuck out of there after he was exposed. But after getting exposed a ton on TikTok hasn't done anything yet. But to be fair, if they did, most of their creators, I would imagine, would be banned, at least some of the bigger ones. Evan Cardin was born on September 26, 1994, and he is currently 29 years old. Evan is known for his Enter Cardon videos on TikTok, where he would stitch his videos with somebody lifting a little bit of weight, and he would come in lifting a whole lot more. These videos were funny at times, but Evan used to actually be a professional powerlifter, deadlifting a ton of weight. He was exposed for talking inappropriately to a 16-year-old decoy account, and he was exposed by the creator named Mr. Goob. He would expose that Evan was talking to a 16-year-old account set up by another creator named Arlen, who was known to actually do this, and he actually caught Dylan Zippy. Evan would engage in conversations with the decoy account, saying that she is cute and asking for the age. When the account responded 16, this didn't stop him from texting the account again, with him calling her cute again and asking if she was as innocent as she looks in her pictures. He also asked if she wanted to stay that way, implying that he could make it that she isn't anymore. He would also ask the account when is the next time she's going to be in North Carolina again, where they can meet up. Mr. Goob would expose these messages, and he would actually send a message to Evan asking him to come on his stream and talk about the allegations and the situation that is going on. Evan responded a text message saying, "I responded." Evan would respond with, "I flirted with no intention of meeting up with the account," because he was getting harassed for weeks by this account, which we know is not true. He also said there was no victim, and notice how nobody else came forward. He would also state multiple times that in North Carolina, the age of consent is 16 years old, not 18, which doesn't make it right. He is still, at the time, was a 28-year-old man trying to meet up with a 16-year-old girl. He would be exposed by other accounts on TikTok for this situation, and this would bring more attention to the fitness side of TikTok, where many creators that he would collab with on the regular would end up cutting ties off with Evan, saying that he doesn't deserve to be in the space anymore. Evan would actually make an apology of the situation on his YouTube account, not on his TikTok, that he deleted shortly after. And when I say this video was bad, I mean it was really bad. He would say that the account reached out to him, which is just false, that he wasn't actually going to meet up with a 16-year-old, which you shouldn't even be making comments like that. He would also continue to upload on his TikTok account, making jokes about getting exposed, acting like they weren't a big deal. Nothing has really happened to Cardon, which is just wrong, but TikTok won't do anything unless it messes with their bottom line.